we're not separate just because we pass away and live in two different worlds. We're together still.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you can even see them or hear them. And I believe that because we make a big change, but I always believe my mother's still here. And my sisters.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it's like you're not as alone that you would
no,
think that if you're able to listen and talk with them, I feel like if you
yeah.
talk with them, they share back
Hmm.
in different ways. Mm. Oh,
So,
that's so beautiful.
but uh, something I was going to say, I forgot
Oh, that's
now.
okay. That's okay. That's all right. I was gonna ask you about you were saying that you taught classes, language classes. How long ago was that when you taught at
The
CU and
last
DU?
time um, I I taught for Spirit of the Suns
Mm,
for Shannon
okay.
Francis. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
a quilt class, but it was virtual. And you know that
Oh.
you cannot learn uh, quill work online.
Yeah. I can imagine.
It
Yeah.
has to be hands on,
Mm-hmm.
and it was hard because some of them couldn't catch on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Huh.
and
Wow.
language I taught it at CU,
Mm.
and all of my students were uh, white students, but they caught on real quick.
Hmm. Hmm.
They learned how to talk.
Wow. Well, that's something that I know a lot of elders and spiritual advisors like yourself and others have really wanted to have that space to help people learn the language and be able to hold on to that because I imagine
Well,
the yeah.
there's just a few of us that are fluent,
Mm.
and I haven't seen I haven't seen anyone ever pick these women and men that are fluent speakers anywhere.
Mm.
They're out there, but they don't.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, maybe people watching this or where I think when you say like fluent speakers, are they folks that are of kind of your same generation that because you were saying that you didn't learn English until you were like 8 years old. Okay.
yeah, um, yeah. We're close to age,
Mm-hmm.
and remember I talked about my friend Betty.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She's a fluent speaker.
Okay.
She's Navajo,
Ah.
and I've never, I've never seen her anywhere interviewed or
Mm-hmm.
anything.
Oh.
And
Well, hopefully we can talk to
yeah,
Miss Betty next time.
and
Yeah.
there's
Great.
other speakers, fluent speakers that I know that has never been recognized.
Mm.
And on our reservation, fluent, there's not too many fluent speakers, so they honor them,
Oh, yes.
and I wish they could do that for the fluent speakers here in
Mm-hmm.
Denver. That would be
Mm-hmm.
nice.
Yes.
And they're all elderly.
Okay. How do you honor them back home?
Oh, we give them blankets
Okay.
and a plaque
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and have them all together
Yes.
at a school.
Okay. Yes. Well, I mean, as we're trying to do better, especially in Denver, recognizing the history of that Denver is on land that was stolen by the U.S. government and folks who were invading the country here. And, you know, really with the 150 um, anniversary of the state of Colorado and then the 250 commemoration of the country, there's a lot of conversation about making sure we're talking to people who, um, you know, have the experience and have the history and can really share the facts around, what your life was like, what your mom and your family's life was like, and your great grandparents, your grandparents, and really hear from you what your dreams of the future are as well for, that brand new great grandbaby that
Mm-hmm.
you had, join your family yesterday. And so around like the fluent speakers, um, I guess what would you like to say about that, or like how have other places, or are you aware of where they've been able to help people learn the language more so, and especially like I think about like your grandson Craig and others in your family that this would be a way for them to also connect back to their spirituality.
Yeah. Um, well, for one thing, now for some reason, I never did try to find out, but I heard that they're teaching the language uh, from a book,
Mm.
dictionaries and stuff. And I could never read that.
I remember you saying that it
Yeah,
was
I
so
can't
different that, yeah.
because when we were writing it you wrote it just the way it sounded.
Mm,
Now they got little marks on top, and then you don't, and they're spelled different, so it's hard to read it,
mm.
and so I can't read it.
Oh, geez.
I
Well,
mean, I
that's no
try.
good. Yeah, yeah.
I
You're like, it's your
try.
language and you want to be able to,
And you don't have
yeah.
to have a degree because fluent speakers are speaking way different from what that book is saying.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you I can tell when a fluent speaker is speaking the way we do, but I can tell the difference between uh, how our language is different when you learn it from a book,
Mm-hmm.
and it sounds funny,
Yeah.
and I'd say, "Did you hear that?" And they'd say, "Yeah." Me and my
uh,
cousins. I said,
uh,
"Did you ever say it like that?" And she'd say, "No."
yeah, yeah.
And so there's a big difference in you don't have to have a degree to teach. You
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't have to anyway because it's that language is different, and the way they teach it is different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. You know,
Yeah. Oh.
me, I only have a 2-year degree, and the rest of the people they have master's degree.
Mm.
Well, there's a difference too because having just a 2-year degree, you have to work twice as hard
Mm-hmm. Mm.
to uh, to be recognized. But the people that have master's degree, all they have to say is that,
Mm.
and
But you've got the experience and
yeah,
the lived experience, and apparently you also know the correct way to write things and say them and speak the language and the meanings around the language, and everything that way. And I think those are some of the important distinctions, especially for people to understand that, every tribe has their own customs and beliefs and language, but then within those tribes, there's different bands and societies. And really, in the United States, we don't really learn a lot about what the structure is so that as folks are trying to work together, we don't make mistakes or we don't overstep in a bad way. And so I think it's really helpful to get, kind of the information out about your family that you're comfortable sharing, just to educate people about, you know, yourself and your history, and that, you have a PhD in all of the real experiences versus somebody reading about it in a book.
Yeah. Well, let me see.
Well, hopefully we're getting the word out here on how cool Miss Bull Bear is and how awesome she is, just
Now
to,
that you got
share
me
with
all
us.
mixed up.
Yeah.
Let
No,
me
no.
see.
Yeah, now we're into the comfortable
Well,
part. No, what would
I
you like to
feel
see?
like,
Yeah.
I the creation story uh, has a lot to do with the way we live and how we believe. And so I also talked about the white buffalo calf woman that brought our pipe, our sacred pipe. Well, she gave us some teachings, which is the seven sacred rites. And you don't have to have a degree to know how to be compassionate. You don't have to be having a degree to love people and generosity, respect, uh, and there's seven of them. And you don't have to have a degree to know that and have common sense because because um, because it takes a lot of love to practice that kind of love, to show kindness and and just be kind, you know.
Yeah.
And now that we're living such a fast life, it's hard to be kind. It's hard to show compassion.
Mm.
It takes time, and you don't have the time because you have to hurry up and get to work or go to places you need to be, you know. So you forget how to practice reality. It's and Lakota people, if uh, if you're a real Lakota and you believe in your ways, then Lakota means peace,
Mm.
a peace of mind, a peace of uh, just peace with people. You can't criticize and you can't make judgments. And it's not like that now. Now it's like we're attacking each other. And for what? You know, it don't make sense to me anyway. And so, if to me, this is my opinion because my grandmother said that. She said, if you're real Lakota, you practice peace because that's what it means. That word means
Mm-hmm.
peace. So you have to take care of each other. You have to uh, love each other and help each other. That's what it's all about.
Mm.
And sometimes that's hard for some people. Like it's more important to have long nails.
Mm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
and,
Uh,
and eyelashes.
right, right.
But it's
It
hard to
definitely takes time.
practice
Yeah, yeah.
being kind, you know.
Right.
Takes time.
Mm.
And I always tell my daughter, I said, you got pretty nails. I want some pretty nails. She said, it takes time. I said, yeah, well, I guess I can.
Yeah.
I got
I
other.
guess time is always relative in different ways, but I definitely see what you're saying about it it takes just the time to slow down enough to
It's
have a
self care.
relationship.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Well, what do you do for like your self-care? I know you pray and practice, and those are private in many ways, but are there different things that you could share with us? I know you know, get up every morning and you pray and do what you do, but I'm sure that there's other things that you might be able to share with folks that are just, I think,
Just
disciplines or rituals that, yeah,
yeah,
what you do every day.
everyday things. Take time out to. Well, the other day, like I cooked all morning long for Shunka.
Mm,
I prepared his food.
which is
I
your dog,
yeah.
which it's I'm yeah, it's dog in
Yeah,
Lakota.
yeah.
uh,
And it took a lot of time, but it's
mm,
rewarding in a way because you care.
yeah.
You care for something. You care for your dog,
Mhm.
or or cook for your children, or someone you cherish. So every morning I get up and I pray. And the funny thing is, my daughter said, well, I've got my father's ashes and it's under my sink. And I
Oh,
said, well, you got your dad in there. I got Dwayne in my
right,
room.
right. You're
but,
yeah, it's
but
honoring and
that's
respecting.
funny. I said, and she started
Mm.
laughing. I said,
Mm.
ashes. We consider them sacred.
Yes,
But
yes.
it's funny to talk about. And humor is really good for you because
Mm-hmm.
without humor, I think we wouldn't have never made it through,
Mm.
even
Mm-hmm.
though it wasn't funny. you know, uh, like when my father passed away, it was funny because all the people were standing waiting to follow his casket out of the church,
Mm-hmm.
and he was buried. Everything was paid for by the uh, military.
Oh, okay.
So they even had a priest, a minister, Episcopal minister, and he had his Bible in front of him, and he was walk. He started out walking behind the casket, but somehow the casket turned. They had to go out the door, and he was still going
Oh no.
reading his Bible, and everybody turned, and he looked back, and he ran back to the casket, and and
uh,
and even though that was sad, my mother started laughing.
mm.
She said, that's your dad.
Right?
And it
Oh,
is
yeah.
because
Yeah.
that he was always so humorous. He would humor
Uh,
with everything she said,
oh,
and
wow.
it kind
So
of
you had a lot of laughter
and so
growing
she
up
would say,
then.
"I'm not playing." She'd say,
uh,
"Well, she
you're like,
got
are
it."
you being serious now, or are we
Yeah,
still
yeah.
joking around and everything?
So,
Oh.
but
uh,
without humor, I think Lakota people would, because we humor with everything.
mm, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, it definitely when there's serious situations, it's a way to kind of connect with people in a different way than the sadness around it, but you're still like honoring people and doing what's right that way. But I would hope that when folks pass on, no matter what, that if anything, they can really see the humor in some of the things that we're having to deal with that are really serious and really scary, and everything that way. And so